ever stop to think about just how lucky we actually were? We, the gamers of the sixth generation, witnessed something that feels like an impossible miracle in today's gaming industry. Today, we're talking about an era where Rockstar Games didn't just release one good game, they dropped 3 flawless masterpieces back to back in just a few short years. GTA 3, GTA Vice City, and GTA San Andreas. This was the golden age of GTA. Think about it. Nowadays, we have to wait over a decade for the next GTA. But back then, Rockstar shook the world 3 times in a single generation, all on the legendary PlayStation 2. These 3 weren't just the PS2's best sellers, they were the architects of the future. They literally defined what an open world game is. Before this trilogy, freedom in video games was limited, but these titles changed the trajectory of gaming forever. The standards we see today in games like Cyberpunk or Red Dead Redemption, they all have their roots right here. And then, there's the crown jewel of this era, GTA San Andreas. It was more than just a game. The scale of the map, the deep gangster story, the customization, even modern games struggle to compete with it. For many critics and gamers, San Andreas isn't just the best GTA ever made, it's arguably one of the top games in history. In this video, we are going back to that golden era. We are going to look at how these 3 games, released so close to each other, became the best on their console, the best of the franchise, and the most historic games ever made. So buckle up, because we're taking a trip back to Liberty City, Vice City, and the state of San Andreas. Grand Theft Auto 3, Metascore 97, release 2001, release platforms PlayStation 2, Windows, Xbox, cost $5 million, sell 14.5 million copies, playtime, story mode 14 hours, main plus extras 20 hours, completion 36 hours. When Grand Theft Auto 3 hit the shelves in October 2001, the video game industry felt a tremor whose aftershocks are still being felt today. Developed by DMA Design, later renamed Rockstar North, this title, the 3rd main entry in the franchise, accomplished a mission impossible, transposing the successful formula of top-down 2D games into a fully 3D, living and dynamic world. The story unfolds in the dark, rainy streets of Liberty City, inspired by New York. You step into the shoes of Claude, a silent and at the time nameless protagonist. After being betrayed by his girlfriend Catalina during a bank heist, he is wounded and arrested but escapes during a freak accident, entering the city's mafia underworld to seek revenge and power. In terms of gameplay, GTA 3 was the very definition of a sandbox. For the first time, players were let loose in a 3D city where they could steal any car, go anywhere, and tackle missions however they saw fit. The variety of missions, ranging from police chases to contract killings, alongside side hustles like taxi driving and firefighting, offered a level of freedom previously unheard of. Visually, rendering a metropolis with a day-night cycle, dynamic weather, and live traffic on PlayStation 2 hardware was a stunning technical achievement. Although character models and animation might look simple by modern standards, in 2001, Liberty City was the most alive digital world ever created. The reaction went beyond mere praise. It was a cultural phenomenon. Critics at IGN and GameSpot lauded the developers' audacity in creating such a bold world, and a staggering Metascore of 97 placed this game alongside history's greatest masterpieces. Of course, the game's unfiltered violence sparked a significant media controversy, which only fueled its fame further. Selling 14.5 million copies on the PS2 alone, GTA 3 not only turned Rockstar into an industry titan, but also established the open world genre as we know it today. Undoubtedly, every modern open world game owes a debt to Cloud's boldness and the streets of Liberty City. Grand Theft Auto Vice City. Metascore 95. Release 2002. Release platforms PlayStation 2, Windows, Xbox. Cost $5 million. Sell 17.5 million copies. Playtime Story Mode 17 hours. Main plus extras 25 hours. Completion 38 hours. If Grand Theft Auto 3 kicked open the door to the 3D open world genre, Grand Theft Auto Vice City walked through it with unmatched style, setting the artistic benchmark for the entire medium. Released in 2002, just a year after its predecessor, it stands as the second entry in the 3D Trilogy and the sixth overall installment in the franchise. The genius minds at Rockstar North brilliantly shifted their focus from mere technical advancements to pure atmosphere, resulting in one of the most enduring experiences in entertainment history. Set in 1986, in the fictional Vice City, heavily inspired by Miami, the story follows Tommy Vercetti, brought to life by the immortal voice of Ray Liotta. Fresh out of prison and ambushed during a drug deal, Tommy must now build his criminal empire from the ground up. Gameplay-wise, Vice City polished the rough edges of the previous game while introducing exciting new mechanics. The addition of motorcycles and helicopters multiplied the freedom of traversal, while the property acquisition system allowed players to truly feel like a rising mafia kingpin. Visually, the game's color palette, a vibrant mix of neon pinks, oceanic blues, and orange sunsets, gave it a unique identity that remains striking even 2 decades later. Combining this visual with one of the greatest soundtracks ever curated, featuring 80s pop, rock, and metal masterpieces, made immersion inevitable. Critics heaped praise upon the game at launch, and a Metascore of 95 confirms its masterpiece status. But beyond the reviews, Vice City holds a special place in the hearts of gamers. With over 16 million copies sold, it didn't just conquer the sales charts, it forged an eternal memory for an entire generation. Number 5. Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. Metascore 95. Release 2004. Release platforms PlayStation 2, Windows, Xbox. Cost $10 million. Sell 27.5 million copies. Playtime Story Mode 30 hours. Main plus extras 45 hours. Completion 71 hours. When Grand Theft Auto San Andreas released in 2004, it wasn't merely a new game, it was a cultural phenomenon that pushed the boundaries of what was thought possible on a console. Developed by the wizards at Rockstar North, this unparalleled masterpiece, the 7th overall title and the 3rd in the 3D universe, carried a heavy burden to surpass the massive success of Vice City. Set against the backdrop of the early 90s, the game weaves an epic and engaging narrative around Carl C.J. Johnson, who returns to the chaotic neighborhood of Grove Street following his mother's murder. Unlike previous entries confined to a single city, San Andreas was an entire state featuring 3 distinct metropolises: Los Santos, San Fierro, and Las Venturas, along with vast forests, deserts, and countryside. In terms of gameplay, it stands as the most revolutionary entry in the franchise's history. Rockstar introduced deep RPG elements, allowing players to alter CJ's physical physique, gaining fat or muscle, upgrade driving and shooting skills, and customize the character with tattoos and clothing. The ability to swim, engage in turf wars, commit burglaries, and pilot various aircraft added insane variety to the experience. Visually, while the PlayStation 2's hardware limitations occasionally caused frame rate drops, creating such a massive world with zero loading screens between cities was a technical miracle. The atmosphere was perfected by a star-studded cast including Samuel L. Jackson and a legendary radio soundtrack playing the best of 90s hip-hop and rock. The reception was beyond imagination. Critics at IGN and GameSpot praised Rockstar's unmatched ambition, and a Meta score of 95 stomped its quality. But beyond the numbers lies its place in the hearts of fans. It is no exaggeration to say that for many hardcore fans, critics, and myself included, San Andreas, thanks to its boneless freedom, strong storytelling, and living world, is not only the best entry in the GTA series, but one of the most complete and greatest games in the history of the industry, a feat that may never be repeated. With a staggering 17.3 million copies sold on the PS2 alone, this legend became the best-selling game in the console's history, immortalizing its name forever.